another video in this series all about how to boost your sales. Tips to increasing your earnings. This is probably going to be the one video you are most interested, and that's fine, but definitely take a look at the other videos in this series. They're also very beneficial, and everything in this series will help you increase your earnings. This is just a list of some ideas that you can try to increase your monthly revenue. So let's get started. Number one is to upload more frequently. And when I say more frequently, I also mean based on how much you are currently uploading. Let's increase that, and let's do that regularly. Now, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts that have been very informative on entrepreneurship and how to run a small business. And one thing that I've learned about very successful small businesses is that it is about doing something consistently and being able to do something consistently and long term. But then the next step up is how much you are going to be doing frequently and consistently. So one example from one podcast that I was listening to was basically saying, are you going to be reaching out and trying to sell your product to 50 different people? Or are you going to be reaching out and trying to sell your product to 500 people every single day? That is the difference between how successful you are going to be doing things consistently, but doing things more frequently, consistently. Now, when it comes to video sales, please don't start uploading 500 videos a day. I don't think that that is something that's going to make you a lot of money. Personally, I have worked up to uploading once a day across all of my platforms. And this is something that has taken me a really long time to work up to because it is a very large commitment to always have content every single day to be uploading and posting. And if you're posting and uploading super frequently, then you actually might lose traffic and sales. There is something known as, I don't even know how else to describe it and call it other than like the ice cream effect. I'm just gonna dub it that. So if you walk into an ice cream store and they have like 100 different ice cream options, you're like, what do? I don't know what ice cream to choose. There are so many options. And you leave because there are just too many options. And then you go to an ice cream shop that is literally next door that just has 10 amazing flavors that you can try one of. You can compare that example to you and another model. If you have like 1,000 videos because you're posting like 5 times a day and a customer comes to your platform looking for a video that they might like, they might be very, very overwhelmed and then go to the next model's platform that is uploading, say, once a day or something like that, that has more quality content that is more enticing for that individual to make a purchase. This is another reason why I consistently delete videos that are clearly not doing well on my platform, because I do not want to have too much cred on my platform. If you are only posting, say, like once a week, you probably don't want to make the huge, large jump to posting once every single day, but you can definitely make that a goal if you want to. And sort of every platform has like this recommended amount of how often you should be uploading and posting. Like, for example, I've heard with YouTube, the idea is that if you are consistently posting 1 to 2 times a week, then that is a very good, consistent flow for how often you are posting and uploading content. And then when you're using your like subscription-based platforms, for example, OnlyFans, you might actually be wanting to post more than once a day. At least little check-ins here and there about what you are doing throughout your day would be nice for your fan base, which you can do through stories that are basically like Instagram stories. So if you want to increase your earnings, definitely consider uploading a little bit more frequently than you currently are. Tip number 2, improve your advertising strategy. And this one is challenging for me personally. Advertising has definitely been one of my most challenging parts of being an entrepreneur. I am very, very bad at it. I feel like I'm really bad at it, but I do try my best. I try to learn all the time, and I listen to podcasts all the time so I can try to get tips and pointers and try and figure it out. There are various ways you can advertise yourself. Of course, Twitter is probably going to be your #1 platform for advertising. You can advertise if you're using a GIF image or a video file or a photo image, and you can insert text
post, and you can promote your new platform here, or you can promote your new sales here, or you can promote a video there.
And then there's the subject of relative hashtags. So what hashtags might really help drive the traffic to your posts? Which ads are you going to be using? Maybe you want to use a specific ad here and there to help drive traffic to your post. And then you can use your analytical abilities to look at, in the instance of Twitter, the Twitter analytics of how many impressions you got, of when the dropout rate was with, if it was a video file, how many profile visits you got based on that specific advertisement Twitter post. And you can compare those ones to previous posts that you've made to try to advertise yourself. You can see where you could be improving, which ones did better, why are these ones doing better. I'm telling you right now, based on what I have watched with a whole bunch of millionaire, billionaire companies on these podcasts I've been listening to, even the most successful companies have to do a lot of trial and error. And I think anyone who is an entrepreneur, who has a small business, is going to have to do trial and error at some point or another, and probably more often than not. You have to figure out what works, and what works for you specifically is going to be different for every single person. Why? Because your brand is very unique to you. And of course, yes, you can copy marketing strategies, but that is your baseline of information that is true, tried and tested, that works. But then you utilize that and you make little changes here and there and see where you can improve and push and get better. So I think when you look at advertising and improving your advertising with, it can always be better and you can always gain more viewers and more people looking at your ads, having a growth mindset and always working through trial and error, you will be on the road to improving and therefore increasing your sales and your traffic over time, because traffic does equal sales. Now, of course, tip number 3, if you are getting a large amount of traffic but you are not getting more sales, look at your content. What are you selling? What is it lacking that people are doing the engagement, but they are not purchasing? Why is that? There are a number of things that could be the reason. What I would recommend doing if you are getting the traffic, but you are not getting the sales, is definitely maybe compare your content to those that are succeeding in the same thing that you're doing. Maybe your quality isn't that great. Maybe your content isn't that great. Maybe there's certain improvements with just a very simple little thing that you can tweak that can really improve your content and help magnetize your audience to actually make a sale. It is also possible, if you're getting the engagement, that you're advertising to the wrong people. So really look at what kind of content you're creating, what you're producing, and who and where you are advertising it to. Where can you find audiences that are already interested in purchasing what you currently have? If you ask yourself that question and do some digging online and some research, and you start advertising to the right people and the right places, you will see your sales increase. Advertising, I hate it so much. I suck at it so bad, but it is so vital to be making sales and increasing your earnings. Unless you are apparently Five Guys. Apparently they don't market and advertise at all. I don't get it. Now, I did already mention this, but tip number 4, learn from top models. Learn from the people who have already done what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and what did they do differently than what you are doing right now. And that doesn't mean that you have to copy them, but you can look at what you are doing versus what they are doing, and maybe there are certain little tweaks that you can be making, or certain little adjustments, or adding certain elements into what you do so that you can increase your revenue and make more sales. Disclaimer, do not copy top models, learn from them. Learning equals good. Tip number 5, and I've already mentioned this a little bit, but improving the quality of your content. And that could be improving the creativity and having more creative ideas that are very interesting and new and ingenuitive and dynamic and really jump out at your customers. Or maybe you can look at your audio quality or your video quality or both, and maybe even your lighting, and take a look at where you can improve these things. Maybe you can add in some editing software or a new editing software that might be even better, that can help you with your videos and your production. On that same note, sometimes amateur sells better than something that's a little bit more of a studio production. So maybe not all of your content, but maybe some certain ideas that you have to film, you might want to film more in an amateur-esque sort of way in terms of your video, your audio, your lighting, and your editing, so that way they have more of an amateur feel, because we do know that amateur is a highly requested category for adult content. My battery is really, really low, and I'm so sorry, but I did get through all of the 5 ideas that I had for you to increase your sales. I'm gonna try to wrap this video up really quick so I don't have an awkward cutoff. I am so excited for the next video. It is going to be all about managing stress and anxiety. This one is so important to being an entrepreneur and a content creator. And even I need to review and go through these ideas from week to week to make sure that I'm managing my stress and anxiety, because it is something that is so real and we all face every single day, every single week. So yeah, that's going to be my next video. I hope this video was an enjoyable one for you. Definitely hit the subscribe button down below, turn on that notification button so you do not miss the next video. And also, I forgot to say this in the last video, but if you have a question that is burning in your brain that you want to ask me, definitely leave a comment down below and I will get back to you with an answer with a Q&A video that I'm going to be doing to wrap up this series. Well, that's it for me today, babes. Bye, till next time.